12 fictional places that actually existed. Number 12. Nakma Woods. It's no wonder that a site this beautiful would inspire some magical mythology. Specifically, the myth talks about Nakma, a very special hill in these woods, which can be found in Galway, Ireland. Now, anyone who even has a passing knowledge of Irish and Celtic myths knows that it is probably something to do with fairies, and you would be right. The hill is said to be the entrance into the fairy kingdom and the residence of the king of the fairies, Finbarra. There are several myths associated with it, but the most prominent being that the fairy king kidnapped the bride of an Irish lord, and that the lord broke into the fairy kingdom to get her back. In real life, the site has a wealth of archaeological significance, with Neolithic sites found in the woods dating back to 6000 and 7000 BC. Number 11. Gates of Guinea. The Gates of Guinea is relevant specifically to the Louisiana voodoo practice. The gates are a series of portals into the underworld that can be found throughout the French Quarter in the famous New Orleans. Many practitioners believe that the gates can be found at various local cemeteries. Where these barriers are found differs from person to person, but those who prescribe to the physical locations myth believe that the tomb of Marie Laveau is one of the main gates. Number 10. Mount Olympus. Mount Olympus is pretty synonymous with Greek mythology as the home of the gods. Almost everyone already knows that the famous mythical location was based around a real mountain that you can find in Greece. The mountain was first a Greek national park and is protected by UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. Besides the mythology, the mountain is also known for its incredible biological diversity and being home to thousands of rare flora and fauna. If you wanted to visit the mountain, there are hiking and walking trails that you can enjoy indulging in the beauty of the spot. It doesn't say a lot about the Greeks that they thought that their gods were at the top of a mountain that could be climbed relatively easily. Number 9. Sherwood Forest. The Robin Hood mythos is deeply ingrained in real life, with Nottingham being the actual location of the fictional Robin Hood. The forest that Robin famously resides in, Sherwood Forest, is also a part of Nottinghamshire in England. The forest is royal, having been used by royalty for hunting for centuries. The abundance of royalty in the area likely added to the myths of corrupt and unjust power that runs through the stories. People from all over the world visit the forest, and it averages 360,000 to 1 million visitors every year. They also host an annual Robin Hood themed Renaissance festival. Number 8. Aktun Tunichil Muknal. Shibala is the Mayan equivalent of the underworld, and it is way more hardcore than most interpretations. There have been many rumored entrances to this hell, but the most well-known are the Aktun Tunichil Muknal cave system in Belize. This theory is supported by the discovery of a young girl that was ritually sacrificed in the caves to please the death gods. There's more than one skeleton though, there are many, and they are so calcified that they have embedded into the cave floor. The caves also host a fair bit of life, including bats, giant crabs, crayfish, catfish, and other tropical fish. You're not allowed to bring cameras or shoes into the caves because in 2012, a tourist dropped the camera and broke a skeleton that dated back over 1,000 years. We're not saying that we believe in hauntings, but if anyone earned it, it's that guy. Number 7. Troy. Troy was a major fixture in Greek mythology, with it being the primary location for the Trojan War. It's all ruins now because it was lost to time for quite some time before it was found again in 1865. In its height, Troy was in Asia Minor, but it's in a place that is now known as Hisarlik in modern-day Turkey. Modern-day Troy became one of Turkey's UNESCO World Heritage Sites when it was added in 1998. Although there isn't much to see regarding tourist attractions, it is one of the must-see locations for history or any mythology nerd. You are unlikely to see Brad Pitt hanging out around the ruins in full gladiator garb though. Sorry about that, guys. Number 6. Danvers State Hospital. All old psychiatric hospitals are creepy. It seems like a rule. If you're going for famous scary, then this state hospital is sure to be on your shortlist. It inspires HP Lovecraft too, but the thing that we're thinking of is the most recent reimagining of the hospital in Batman. This abandoned horror was the primary inspiration for Arkham Asylum. Beautifully rendered in the Batman game, Batman Arkham Asylum. You can recognize several prominent places in the video game in its real-life counterpart. The real-life Danvers Hospital kicks its fictional counterparts' butt when it comes to scares. At least Danvers is abandoned, unlike Arkham, which is still accepting patients. Maybe Gotham wouldn't have so many crazies if it put some money into making their city terrifying. Number 5. Centralia. This town can be found in Pennsylvania, United States, and as of 2013, it only had 7 remaining residents. The near-constant fog that is swirling around the town is because of a mine fire that has been burning since 1962. The fire burns in an underground coal mine in the depths of up to 300 feet over an 8-mile stretch. Estimates say that the fire could continue to burn for up to 250 years. The fire and the constant stream of steam inspired the famous video game franchise Silent Hill and the resulting movies. It's not hard to see the resemblance with the abandoned and demolished buildings and the steam that rises up from the ground. Number 4. Molokini. Although the star coupled with that island doesn't exist, the mythology attached to it is quite significant. The Hawaiian people, where Molokini Island is located, have a rich mythology that doesn't get the recognition that other mythologies do. The story goes that the island was a result of a love affair between Molokini, who was a beautiful woman, and a man that was also desired by Pele, the fire goddess who created the Hawaiian Islands. Pele cut the woman in half and transformed her into a stone. One half of her created the island, and the other became a cinder cone at Makena State Park. In real life, the island is a partially submerged volcanic crater that erupted 230,000 years ago. During World War II, the US Navy also used the island for target practice because of the shape that is similar to that of a battleship. Number 3. Matamata. This small town in New Zealand is picturesque enough that it was used as a filming location for the Shire scenes in the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit series. In the movies, it was home to Frodo, Bilbo, Samwise, Merry, Pippin, and every other favorite Hobbit. The town saw such active tourism that they kept the Hobbit holes that were built for the film. They've embraced the resemblance, and they even have a sign that welcomes visitors to Hobbiton. Number 2. Kunlun Mountains. Shangri-La is a mythical place that was first described in 1933 by James Hilton in his novel, Lost Horizon. Since the book, Shangri-La has become something of a symbol for a paradise of a place. It's something that is often used and without much idea about the origin. The real Shangri-La is believed to be found in the Kunlun Mountains in Tibet. The Kunlun Mountains is the longest mountain range in Asia, and it has more mythology attached to it than just a mythological Shangri-La. Number 1. Mavroneri. In Greek, the name Mavroneri means black water, which fits this small river because it is famously associated with being the real-life inspiration for the mythological river Styx. The Greeks were pretty well known for basing their mythology around the world around them, which is one of the reasons that their mythology is so well loved and extensive. In mythology, the river was one of the entrances to the underworld that ferried the recently deceased to Hades. This never happened in real life, naturally, but the river has had its share of ill omens associated without the aid of mythology. Recent investigations reveal that Alexander the Great might have been poisoned by this river's water. Recent reviews of his death have found that he had dangerous levels of a highly deadly bacteria in his system that is abundant in the river. Given the mythological significance of the water, it's not a stretch to imagine an assassin wielding it as some kind of poetic justice.
For better.